everyone, and I hope that you're having an amazing day. So, my name is Robin. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm an intuitive empath, psychic medium, and so I am currently just doing a mediumship course. So, I am not doing mediumship reading. If you're interested in those, I do know quite a few that I can recommend to you. Otherwise, I really do my best to keep things in the here and now. So, although I'm able to do future readings, in my Akashic Records readings, we can do timelines and things like that. On YouTube, I also will do like some predictions of like yearlies and monthlies and things like that. But for the most part, when I do my tarot readings, I really help you guys in the here and now. So the way that tarot cards work is we set intentions, we do card spreads, we put our energy into the cards, and based on that, through learning what the card meanings are all about, there's a lot of myths with the tarot, and in general anyone can read cards, but often what I do is I feel into your energy. So I might feel things in my own body that you feel in yours, and I might see things that jump out at me in the cards, things like that, and I might hear messages as well. So that's what makes me a tiny bit different than your everyday reader, because I also do a lot of energy work and have a lot of strong passion towards the intuitive side, okay? So that being said, if you are hopping on and you would like a card, let me know, okay? Otherwise, if people aren't asking for cards, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a spread for us. I'm going to do a few spreads, I think, and we can get general information, setting the intention that everyone will get a message from the cards, okay? So I am doing a special. Typically, I charge $222 for an hour, no matter what service you get. I combine services as well. So even if you want like a Reiki session, which I did on the weekend, we did like Reiki, theta healing, some cards, things like that, and some Reiki and etc. So that being said, the special that I have going on is only $45, and you get a 30-minute tarot, specifically tarot card reading, where we can do a spread for you. You can ask questions, things like that. So this is perfect for people who are really just looking to get some insight towards like career. If you're looking into love life, things like that. You can even do a general spread to get a bit of everything in there. You could do focus on health and just kind of see what the cards say. Okay. So cards are kind of speaking to us here. So I also have a booking link, and that's where you can purchase and book your time slot. And what will happen is after you make your payment, you're going to get the Zoom link for your reading, and that's how it goes. Now, if you have questions after your reading or anything like that, I typically don't answer people's questions. You have to book time, because then we're going back into another reading, and it does take a lot of effort on my part to take time to do energy exchanges. So it's really important that people understand that when you book your session, and then when the time is up, the time is up, and that's just how it goes. And I know sometimes people, I guess they probably want more clarity. So what I would recommend, the reason why this is coming up is, for me, when I get readings, I have a notepad and I just write down everything that the person's saying, okay? Because it's not my responsibility to, remember these things for you. So it's up to you how you receive information. So if you're hopping on and you would like a card specific to you, we can do that for you. Otherwise, I'm doing a general tarot spread here, okay? So the way that this works is I actually want to do a timeline, okay? Because that's what the cards are saying to do. So I'm going to listen to that, okay? So the first card are going to be related to our here and now. Feel free, hopefully, just even guys, if you're hopping on, just say hi. I'd like to see that the comments are working okay, because it feels like there's a weird setup here right now. So this is our here and now, and we have the Justice card. And also I'd like to know if you guys can hear me okay, because I do have some music on in the background that I thought would be relaxing, but it could also be distracting for you. So Justice in the here and now is telling us that, as you can see, that like there's a scale in the card. And when we think about a scale, we think about just, hi Kelly, thank you, appreciate it. When we think about a scale, we're trying to bring everything back into balance, okay? So that makes sense to me with people watching, that they're probably at a place in their life where they're working on win-win outcomes, win-win solutions at this time. It feels like the energy of the people watching are very much about, they want things to be fair, probably for society right now as well. So of course, when even like Canada Day keeps coming up and things like that, it's like, we were supposed to be taking time to reflect and be respectful and things like that. So that's kind of what this is talking about, is just considering everybody, right? When it comes to the vaccinations, things like that, it feels like we're all doing our best to just be fair. So that's actually a really positive card to have. But then the other thing where I see this scale, this is where I'm able to kind of go deeper than what the card is saying, is it could be that there is, you're working on your weight as well, your health that way, managing your weight, managing your diet and nutrition and things like that. And I know that definitely relates to me right now. My boyfriend and I are just starting a major health kick, which is great, okay? So let me know if that relates to you in any sort of way. I know that scale is going to signify different things for different people. That's why typically we don't do readings like this as a general, because I'm not really giving you the best version of what it is that I do. So this is going to be, I'm getting like the next week, okay? And 10 of Wands burdens, okay? So this is more next week. And what this card typically indicates in tarot is that we have some type of weight that we need to let go of. And so isn't that interesting when we tie the cards together, or we're talking about weight loss and things like that? Or it could even be like there's somebody in your life that just is negative, and you know that you need to like kind of cut them out of your life, but you might feel some form of guilt or shame. And that's where when we do the tarot reading, if there's an energy that I feel like needs to be like shifted, of course I'm going to help you. Of course, if I feel like your energy is a little bit like off, if you're open, I'm going to send you some stuff, okay? But that's what's coming up around here, is that you might feel like there's a little bit of guilt or shame around having to actually like get rid of things in your life. For instance, if like you smoke cigarettes or something, like there might be some form of embarrassment that you have that addiction, right? You might hide that sort of thing. So that's telling me that it's actually being embarrassed about negative habits or negative things that have happened to you in your life, or even negative things that you have attached to you. Like for instance, if it's getting a reading or getting a healing with me, you might be like, oh, I don't want her to know all my baggage, or I don't want anybody to know that there's anything wrong with me. When in truth, there is stuff wrong with all of us, right? So there's no shame. So would you like to let go and release the feeling of shame or guilt attached to not being perfect, attached to having to deal with your negativity or other people's negativity, whether that's your family's drama? That's going to be in there for a lot of people. And let's also, so this is called theta healing, you just have to say yes. let's also let it go on a historical level as well, and anyone that still has it on a genetic level, okay? It's important to identify sometimes with why we're carrying it around. And the way that historical energy works is it's just something that's evolved over time. That, there's a bit of shame or guilt around maybe having addictions, or maybe having um, like negative people in your family or things like that, right? And we're shifting, we're growing. So by saying yes to this, it's going to be really helpful moving forward. And we're also going to replace that with trusting that it's okay to not always be like the best version of you, that's okay. That's totally fine. This is part of life's ups and downs and cycles, the roller coaster. It's okay. And if so, say yes. Wonderful. I'm getting the energy of thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I'm kind of getting, as I was saying, yes, I'm a medium, that sort of thing, but I'm still learning about all this stuff, so I'm not going to start charging until I feel really good about what I'm doing. And I'm getting that there's a spirit here with us, who's very, very happy that I'm doing this for you guys, because I think there are some people that hide when they watch these videos, and they're not the typical people that will pay money and get a healing or get a reading. So that's kind of why I'm doing this special, to try something new, to have an experience. I know, like, I have friends that I went to school with and things like that are kind of like, I can tell, curious about this stuff. So yeah, that's just kind of what's coming up, is that when we are healing and when we are getting what we need, when we're shifting and when we're growing as a society, like, spirit on the other side gets really, really happy, because I feel like spirit, this is just my thoughts and my opinions, they kind of send people to us, right? When you accidentally come on to here and watch at the exact time, there's probably no coincidence. Your energy was being drawn, right? Your intuition was guiding you. So often, spirit on the other side is trying to help us, but we have to listen and we have to trust. And that's part of our belief systems as well. So if we can clean up the energy around our belief systems and shift, it's going to be pretty powerful. So I think a lot of people could benefit from this, okay? Now I'm going to go into about 2 to 3 weeks. I guess we are doing a timeline. Weird. The Empress, Angel of Abundance. Again, if you're watching and you would like a specific card pull for you, I can do that, no problem. It probably seemed like when I was coming on here, I was just coming on to talk about my special, but I'm actually here to help you guys in the now, which is great. So Angel of Abundance, Empress, beautiful card. This is fabulous. So this is saying in about 2 to 3 weeks. Again, this is for anyone who will be watching later as well, so it's not just for the people in the now. So if you share this out, it'll benefit others. The Empress is telling us that we're coming into a state where we're really open to just, I think, breathing and relaxing and releasing, which is fabulous. I think a lot of people have been through so much trauma recently with all of the things going on that I think a lot more people are kind of opening up their eyes to what's important. So that's what this card is telling us. For instance, when it comes to me, I keep saying I want to bake biscuits and make a strawberry shortcake. Things that remind me of childhood, things that bring me into my feminine and my intuition on a deeper level. It could be that I feel like called to teaching, to teaching other people how to do tarot. That's just coming up as well. So that would be another example for you learning how to read cards to help yourself and maybe help your family as well. Because I do find if we can learn how to read cards for ourselves, we can get a lot more insight throughout our day that's helpful with problem solving. And we all need that. Okay, so that's what's coming up for us. So we have the Emperor and the Empress in tarot. And the Empress, of course, is more like the female version. They like to sew, and the baking and the creative side of things that might not make money, but it's a beautiful release, and it can bring us joy in different types of way other than monetary value, right? Okay, Two of Pentacles juggling. So nobody wants a message coming on here. Okay, this is, we're going to say in a month, okay? Give or take, might be earlier, might be later. That's the thing when we do readings, often timeline, we don't, a lot of people won't do timelines because if they're not right, it crushes their ego, right? They want to be right. And when it comes to this stuff, we don't always know exactly how things are going to happen, right? We're just getting the messages that we're getting because that's what you need to hear in the now. Energy changes like that. So we could do pull up cards again, and we're going to get probably some different cards, but we're going to have like general messages. So the more of this stuff we can do and the more help we can get, the more we can kind of like start to break down what's really going on and happening, okay? So in a month's time, okay, you're going to find when it comes to money that you might have to not take too much time off or take breaks and things like that. Because the reason why it says juggling is because it's like, say you take a month vacation, right? Then sometimes we have to make up for that month because we were off. And that's kind of like it's saying in a month's time, it's kind of like when it comes to like work and keeping up with things, just make sure that you're going back into like balance, that you're really balancing like work and money and things like that. So you don't want to do any extra spending or really take too much time off of work. Keep in mind, this is general, guys, okay? That makes sense to me because like we've been, we moved into a new house, and you know, we've had to take care of someone that's sick recently, and it's just been crazy. So I'm finally, and I just started a second business through my product line. So this makes a lot of sense for me that in a month's time, it's kind of like, okay, just like, you know, get going, do this, make that, sell this, right? Because yeah, when you take time off, you've got to make up for it. You can pull one for me, but so far, very relatable. Even said I should make strawberry shortcake. LOL. Yes, absolutely. The strawberries that are fresh right now, locally, taste so different than the stuff you get at the grocery store. It's just like night and day. Beautiful and so healthy for you. Berries right now are great for colon and just kind of like I feel like over the winter we get a little toxic energy stuck in the body. For myself, I'm really working on eating a lot of things with probiotics and getting back into making tinctures and things like that. So I'm going to be helping a lot more people with all natural herbs and almost like it feels like kind of natural supplements, because I think a lot of people's energy is really low right now, and we've got to kind of like cut the crap and the toxic stuff and start getting on that track. Hi, Kathy. So yes, if you would like a message, let me know. So I'm just going to pull out our last general card, and then I'm going to pull you guys out individual cards, okay? So this is going to say like just over a month, okay? Again, this is all give and take. We have really beautiful cards here as a theme, very like just taking care of what needs to be taken care of, it feels like, but in a calm way, in a good way. Angel of Power, so nothing really harsh right now, as I was saying. Even when it comes to like chemicals, we want all like calming, soothing energy as much as we can. Of course you can have that drink, but it's kind of like more moderation vibes here, okay? So the High Priestess is telling us that this is the intuition work. It's time to start learning more about the intuition. So again, if you want to also join my meditation tomorrow night at 7 p.m., you're more than welcome to join. It's $35. I'm going to be teaching all of this stuff. But for the most part, it feels like, you know, start reading more. So watch all my YouTube videos. I have tons of resources on there that are free. But really, really start tapping in. Start learning about what all of this stuff means, okay? So when you feel like you have time, it sounds like in a month, just over a month, we're going to have a little bit more downtime so that we can relax and start learning a bit more. So I would recommend, if I'm doing the tarot workshop, I feel like I'm going to kind of plan it around what's coming up here for people. So yeah, it just feels like I won't make it expensive for people, so it's really easy and accessible, and that's what I'm doing right now, is making everything affordable for people, because I know people really need it. August 15th, I'm doing an online retreat for $33, and you get a gift in the mail with as like a product that I've made, or like a necklace or something that's really specific to your energy, which you can't really complain about that. And as long as you're in Canada or the States, you're going to get that gift included in that. So it's practically free. So, Kelly. Kelly. So what does Kelly need to know? It doesn't seem like you have a specific question or anything you want to focus on. So again, if you're watching this and hopping on, I did a Theta Healing download already, so you might want to go back and even just take advantage of that. Oh, you have a lovely card here. You have the World Angel of Success. What a great, great card to have. Okay, this is telling me that your world is very bright right now. You have a lot of positive energy in your world. This seems like you believe in angels, you believe in spirit guides, and that's really helpful for you. It feels like you've worked a lot on yourself, which is great, and I think you're just coming into your own. You're starting to establish like maybe what it is that you want, and for the most part, I feel like you know who you are, which is great. So I would say if I could give you any like help moving forward, I'm just going to pull up another card here. Three of Swords, Heartache. I would say just give yourself more credit for the fact that you're open to learning the truth. A lot of people live with their blinders on. They don't want to know the truth. Again, getting readings, things like that. Ooh, I don't really want to know. But what's really good about you, Kelly, is you do want to know. You do want the truth, even if it's not easy for you to hear, because you want to grow, right? You want to be responsible. You want to be accountable, which is great. I think that's fabulous. And that absolutely relates to the other cards as well. So I'd say just keep giving yourself more credit. Just keep raising your energy that way. All right. Reward yourself a little bit, okay? So for you, have those 2 glasses of wine instead of 1 if you feel like you're like, oh, I don't want to overindulge. It's kind of like the strawberry shortcake. It's okay right now. Just give yourself what you need, okay? And reading notes on dreams, recent classes. Awesome. Yeah, the Akashic Records program that I just started. You're welcome, Kelly. The program that I just started teaching last night, we're doing dream interpretation and things like that. We're really working on helping people develop, through the Akashic Records, develop how to strengthen their abilities. So last night we started to learn about how we read energy and that sort of thing. So that would really benefit you, Kelly, if you're able to hop into the class. You haven't missed enough and you can catch up through the videos, okay? Kathy, do you have a specific question, Kathy? Right away, I get a little energy here in my head. Now, I know everybody's getting vaccinations, and it's really affecting everyone differently. They're saying, some people are saying the second dose here, some people are getting a little more sick than they were in the first one. I got severely sick from mine, the first one. I haven't gotten my second one yet. So my instincts are telling me, my vibes are saying I'm going to be just fine because I was eating so clean and being so careful. I didn't take any medications, for like 10 years, things like that. So I was really clean, I guess I would say. And when they injected that in me, I just was like, oh my God, my body was not used to that. And I also didn't rest. So now when this one comes, I'm much more prepared. I think my body is going to adjust very easily. And there's nothing wrong with putting bad things in your body either, by the way. I'm not against any of that. I just had to go through a massive change in my health because I had to. And I think it was related to intuition. When we clean up our energy, you could be psychic yourself and not know it because you might have a lot of things in your environments and in your lifestyle that are blocking you. Okay, so that's what happened to me. I got sick. And when I got sick, so this is going to relate to somebody when I got sick, I had to make major changes in my life, like total lifestyle change, like 180, I guess. And then all of a sudden, all my gifts opened up, right? Because the sickness forced me to meet certain people, do certain things, and just remind ourselves of that as well. Sometimes we have to do this in order to go here, and that's okay. So again, don't be hard on yourselves when things are happening, because sometimes we don't understand what's really happening under the surface, I guess. Three of Cups, celebration, okay? Kathy, so if you're hopping on, you'd like a message, just let me know. So Three of Cups tells me that it's time to just enjoy life more. How could I have a better day? How can I add more fun to this? Because I'm getting that when we have opportunities to just have fun and celebrate, they don't always last. So make sure that you're taking advantage of opportunities of just more joy, because it feels like there's something worth celebrating, even if it's just living and being alive or being healthy or having love in your life. Just celebrate, okay? Then you have the Chariot, Angel of Guidance, okay? This is telling me I also feel that there's some fear here. Hi, Robin, I'm homesick as a dog today. Nice to see a friendly face. Yeah, sorry that you're not feeling well. Kathy, I feel like don't be afraid to focus on yourself. Don't be afraid to disappoint other people, okay? That goes back into what I was saying at the beginning. So if you didn't watch the beginning, go back, listen to the beginning, and say yes to the Theta Healing download I already did. Because for you, like, I would highly recommend, Kathy, book a reading with me, because there's a lot of stuff going on here that I would like to help you with, okay? But yeah, don't be afraid to focus on you. And health seems really important for you as well, okay? Deb says, I absolutely would love a card. Okay. So Jess, would you like a card? Let me know. And I'm going to inbox you about products when I get off of here as well, okay? So, and again, I hope you feel better. Page of Pentacles, Deb. I feel a lot of energy here in my chest, and I feel like doing more heart openers would be helpful. So I'm not sure if you do yoga or not, but I would actually just look up how to do heart openers. I think you'll find it really, really helpful. Kathy says, spot on, thank you, you're welcome. So again, I left my link in the above where I posted that I was coming on to do the live. Otherwise, through robinshealing.com, you can just click book online as well, okay? So patience comes up, Deb. This is saying that sometimes we want to be further than where we are. Say you're struggling with anxiety and depression, things like that, or you have like a lot of stress and tension. Sometimes it's like, I just want to feel better. I just want it to go away. And when we kind of get into panic mode and we want everything to be better right now, it actually backfires and it's not good. So you would really benefit from my meditation class that I'm teaching tomorrow night, because I can help you kind of work a little bit more with yourself and with this energy. And I think that would be helpful for you, okay? So Jess, would you like a card? I feel like you do, but you didn't say yes, so I just want to double check, because I'm not going to read your energy if you don't want me to. So again, is there anybody else hopping on here? Highly recommend go back, receive the Theta Healing download that I did. I think everybody needs it right now. It's just kind of more about just kind of, I'm getting that everybody needs to work on trust just a tiny bit more. Okay, you're welcome, Deb. Okay, so I'm going to take off if nobody says anything. Have a beautiful day. Have a massage in half an hour.